taping off the rim and why I generally don't. So as you've seen, sometimes people will tape off their cups, and a lot of times they'll tape off on the top and the bottom. The reason that they do this is that if a cup was to drop, generally it likes to hit one of the corners, the top or bottom, and it's more likely to damage that spot with the epoxy and have to be redone. It's a great idea to do it. However, it's a lot more work. You actually have to tape off every single layer, and then about between half an hour and an hour into doing the epoxy, you have to remove the tape and then make sure that nothing has bled underneath it. So that's a lot of effort. I also personally don't like the look. Some people do it purely just because they like the look, and if that's why you do it and you want to do the extra effort, all the power to you. Personally, if I'm worried about the rim, then I'll use one of these. It is a little kind of bottom piece. Obviously, this isn't the right color for this cup. I would probably use a black or a clear one, even though the clear is kind of foggy looking. But this is an option, especially if you are, if you have a person that you know is hard on their cups, or a child or something like that. The only time that I do actually tape off a cup is if the part that I screw into, or if part of the lid sits on top and it's going to sit too tight for me to leave it blank. So this is a good example of this one. So how we tape off a cup is, I generally don't start with the edge. I start somewhere in the middle of my tape, and we're just going to go around it. You do want it just a little bit higher so that the epoxy has a chance to adhere. A little higher than if you were doing like fabric or paper or something along that lines. Paint, it should be fine. If it's oil-based paint, if it's acrylic, you probably still want a little bit of a gap. So just like that. Scrape around. So that is taped. So it doesn't take too long, but it is a lot extra material, and I just find it kind of a pain in the behind. So then I'll put my pool noodle on, and then apply my epoxy, and at about 45 minutes, give or take, I will peel off the tape while it's on the turn and be good to go.